It's the perfect musical escape. I'm Audra Stafford, and coming up on California Life, I'll introduce you to the Tony-winning director of the new Jimmy Buffett musical, Escape to Margaritaville.
Hello everyone, I'm Heather Dawson. Welcome to California Life, where we bring you the best of California every week on our show. Let's start off with the beautiful city of Big Bear Lake that is luring people from all over the state to its summer activities. Here's Suzanne Pajot.
June is National Great Outdoors Month, and to celebrate, the folks at BigBear.com are launching a summer-long promotion, a game to encourage children to get some exercise. It's called Kids Get Outdoors, Win.
We noticed that this national trend, actually a national epidemic of childhood obesity, saying, wow, we need to find a way to get kids outdoors, and what better place to get kids outdoors than Big Bear Lake?
Here's how the game works. First, you stop by the Big Bear Discovery Center or one of 9 other fun spots to get an entry form. Here you get your first stamp by getting up close and personal with a different kind of stuffed animal, like this huge bear, this owl, or the bald eagle. So every time you go on one of the attractions like this ski chair at Snow Summit, they give you a passport like this. They stamp it, and once you have 2 stamps, you start earning prizes.
And we have some great prizes, including a brand new mountain bike, brand new snowboard, and an all-inclusive trip to Big Bear Lake.
After the first stamp, you get 20% off on all other activities, including kayaking, mountain biking, and paddleboarding. Chloe Rahal really enjoyed hiking and even drove a sled with wheels down the luge track at the Alpine Slide.
Well, I think it's a great opportunity for kids to exercise and get rewards for it.
The promotion lasts through September 17th. Bringing you the best of California from Big Bear Lake, I'm Suzanne Pajot for California Life.
Looking to get away? Well, how about you grab a lei and maybe a margarita or two and head here to the La Jolla Playhouse for Jimmy Buffett's new musical, Escape to Margaritaville. After all, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
Arriving at work every day is like coming to a party.
Appropriate, given the fact that this show is based on the man who has always been the life of the party, Jimmy Buffett.
It's not an actual biography, but it uses lots of details from his life and his music and even the books he's written.
Escape to Margaritaville features nearly 24 Buffett songs, including 3 new ones.
Not only is it all his music, but he's also our spirit guide. He's like a little kid who laughs and claps along, and he's also fiercely smart about story and music. So he's been a dream.
And the Tony goes to Christopher Ashley, Come From Away.
Another dream come true for director Christopher Ashley, his first Tony Award for the La Jolla Playhouse-born musical, Come From Away.
Thank you so much. Wow. I want to start by thanking La Jolla Playhouse, my theatrical home.
There's a lot of love in New York for La Jolla Playhouse right now. The La Jolla Playhouse is a great sandbox to develop new material. It feels like a protected, safe place to be as adventurous as you can imagine.
This latest adventure to Margaritaville won't be ending anytime soon. The show will stop in New Orleans, Houston, and Chicago before opening on Broadway in 2018.
We're riding a wave of excitement about Jimmy Buffett music, and it feels like the excitement about a story using his music is huge. I don't think we've ever sold as many margaritas in the lobby as we are for this show.
Bringing you the best of California from San Diego, I'm Audra Stafford for California Live.
For the 6th year in a row, the Napa Valley is celebrating the art of life. Today we're giving you a sneak peek of the 6th annual Festival del Sole, and I'm with founder and director Rick Walker. It's such a neat combination of art and music and wine.
The settings here in Napa are gorgeous. Our venues, we use venues around the valley. For the performances, we use Lincoln Theater here in Yountville. We have a food and wine event here at Bartisono, where we're sitting right now. We have several concerts at Castello di Amorosa. We use the amphitheater at Dariush Winery, and of course Robert Mondavi Winery, Napa Valley Opera House. So we're all over the valley for these performances.
You absolutely are all over the valley for the performances, and you're all over the valley for the wine too, because check out the smorgasbord that we have here. Holy smokes, we have just about the best of the best that the Napa Valley has to offer. Talk to us about some of the wineries that are participating in the event.
Well, we're fortunate that Napa's vintner community has embraced this festival from the very beginning, and the top wineries are involved. I think at last count we have about 70 of Napa's great wineries involved with this festival.
My goodness, this interview would take 45 minutes if we told you every single one of them, but we do have a really nice sampling here.
What we have here is Swanson Vineyards 2006 Merlot, one of the great Merlots of Napa Valley. The reason that we're starting off with this is they are starting off the festival with the founders dinner.
Wow, so move over, Merlot haters. Also, Farniente's representing too, which they're very well known for their Chardonnay and of course their sister company Dolce.
Farniente is one of the founding wineries of the festival. Every year they've hosted a spectacular dinner after one of the performances. This year they're doing it after the Shakespeare performance.
Farniente always puts on a great show over there and puts on some amazing wines. Of course, we couldn't sample all 70 of the wines here today, but they're all equally wonderful. We could, but I don't know if we'd be able to continue the interview if we tasted them all. But what I think is so neat about this is that people at home actually can come and get a taste of the best of the Napa Valley, because this is open to the public, right?
Yes, there's events for everyone, for all types. We have free concerts, 6 free concerts, including several that are sponsored by Bouchain Vineyards, which puts on a young artist series every year, a very wonderful series that gives emerging artists a chance to shine. And we have 4 concerts in the Bouchain Young Artist Series this year. Plus we have 2 free concerts that have been dedicated to veterans of World War II, including one here in Yountville at the Veterans Home, another one Napa Valley Opera House that features the U.S. Army Brass Quintet together with the Russian National Orchestra Brass Quintet. It's cultural détente. People come, they see something that they may not have seen before, it's a discovery, and they love what they see, and they come back.
Well, let's raise our glass. What are you gonna pick? Oh no, we can't pick favorites. I'll just take the white because it's closest. Cheers, here's to celebrating the art of life.
The art of life.
If you love to bike, run, or both, you're going to love this next story. We head down to San Diego and check in with Audra Stafford, who shows us a latest invention called the Elliptigo.
I'm here at the Solana Beach headquarters for Elliptigo, which now has 13 employees and ships to dozens of locations around the world. But just 6 years ago, it was a very different story. Back then, it was just 2 friends with an idea.
The Elliptigo is the world's first elliptical bicycle, and what it does is it emulates the experience of running outdoors without the impact.
A cool concept, but one that came out of necessity for Elliptigo co-founder Brian Pate.
In my early 30s, I lost the ability to run for exercise.
So he decided to try something new.
I ended up going to the gym and using an elliptical trainer. I liked the elliptical trainer motion and the fact that I could get a workout in efficiently, but I hated the gym experience.
Convinced there must be something else out there for an injured runner like himself, Brian started searching.
I thought of this concept of a low-impact running device and totally assumed that it existed. It didn't strike me at all as particularly innovative, and it just did not exist. So then I thought, well, who do I know that could make one of these things happen? And that's when I picked up the phone and called our co-founder, Brent Teal.
Brent, a mechanical engineer and avid runner himself, saw potential in the idea and immediately got to work.
I designed it all on the computer in 3D before I cut a piece of metal or do anything. And then I got a torch, built some fixtures, and put my first proof of concept together. It was really pieced together out of parts of other bikes that we had, really on a shoestring budget, and to get something together as quickly as possible to just see if this idea had legs, so to speak.
It did, and over the next few years, Brent designed and built 4 more prototypes, each one a little better than the last.
I'd make a change to the design. I'd go out at night and be riding around, and my neighbors thought I was crazy. They're like, oh, there he goes again on some crazy contraption.
My wife was very against it. She thought it was a total waste of money. I think everyone recognizes how unlikely it is to be successful at creating a new thing. And so I think everyone had some trepidation about whether or not we were totally wasting time and money. And my wife has since come around.
As have the people in Brent's neighborhood.
I'll go out riding on my Elliptigo, and I'll see someone I don't know on an Elliptigo, and they're like, "How do you like your bike?" And you know, it's just really cool to go from that extreme to the other.
The Elliptigo has also become a popular cross-training tool for elite athletes like ultramarathoner Dean Karnassus.
I love to cross-train. But you know, here's even a more natural motion that I could use to complement my running.
But the Elliptigo isn't just for hardcore athletes.
We're on it 6 days a week.
Soon-to-be 60-year-olds Sally and Doug Leland each got Elliptigos after taking them for a test ride.
There is no jarring, there is no soreness. You get to stand up and you get just the best cardio workout going.
And the Elliptigos are very low maintenance, as Doug found out when he rode his from Canada to Mexico.
In the 1,800 miles that I rode this thing down the coast, I never had to do a thing to it. No flat tires.
I had a flat tire on the car. He never had a flat tire on the Elliptigo.
The cabling, the tires, the tubes, the spokes, the rims, the hub, all of that has been developed and refined in the bike industry literally for 100 years. And we've just taken it and put it onto a different frame mechanism.
So if they run into problems and we can't support them remotely, then typically the bike shop can get involved and help them out.
And with a simple adapter, you can even use the Elliptigo indoors.
And really make it into a year-round tool, especially for those people who don't live in California.
These bikes are great for injured runners, they're great for people who aren't comfortable on bikes, they're great for people who aren't cross-trained, but fundamentally what crosses all that, it's just a really fun experience.
And the Elliptigo is so easy to use. Even a beginner like me can do it. Bringing you the best of California from Solana Beach, I'm Audra Stafford for California Live.
And now let's check in with Jonathan Camus, who caught up with surf legend Kelly Slater, who now has the key to Huntington Beach.
Surf City honored one of the best to ever ride a wave. Main Street in Huntington Beach shut down as Kelly Slater was handed the key to the city.
You will always be our hero. The city's door will always be open to you, and you will always be loved, cherished, and welcomed in Huntington Beach. Kelly, congratulations.
It's pretty cool to be standing here today, and I wasn't on the football team or anything. I wasn't getting letters on my jackets, but you know, I got the key to the city in Huntington. That's pretty cool.
And even though Slater, a 10-time world surfing champion, was born on the East Coast, he considers Huntington Beach his home away from home.
Huntington Beach is probably the biggest surf town in the world. I mean, in terms of crowds that come down to the beach, in terms of how many surf shops there are per square foot, and you know, the number of surfers in the water. So, you know, it's been a really prominent place in surfing.
Bringing you the best of California from Huntington Beach, I'm Jonathan Camus for California Life.
This spring and summer's most coveted look is clear. It's all about flaunting effortless-looking natural beauty looks.
It's about freshness and beautiful skin, gorgeous-looking, glowy skin.
Mateen is no stranger to fashion and makeup. He says natural beauty is something anyone can accomplish in a few simple steps.
Use a very sheer foundation, and you perfect the contours of the mouth with a concealer instead of a lip liner. And also, if there's any kind of dark spot or a blemish or dark circles, you can just use your concealer to just very lightly cover where you need.
And don't forget to show your lips a little love too.
The same way that you take care of the skin on the face, it's very important to take good care of the skin on the lips. One of my go-to products is the Chapstick Total Hydration Lip Scrub. It is very important to just massage it on the lips, just completely take away the dead skin cells.
For more beauty fashion tips, visit chapstick.com.
I'm Jason Rasidlo, reporting from the University of Michigan's North Campus, where students are working on a 1,500-pound giant Rubik's Cube. It's on the second floor of the G.G. Brown building. The idea was first proposed by a group of engineering students on Pi Day. That's March 14th, 2014. 3 years later, and the giant Rubik's Cube is finally coming to life.
So Jason and I are involved. We're students here, and this is kind of a project that we get credit for in a class for mechanical engineering. It got passed down to us at the end of last year, so we've been working on it for a full year. And there were 4 students who started it 3 years ago, and so they've been working on it for the previous 2 years, and now this past year has been us kind of pushing it to the finish line.
Okay. Now, how many hours would you say that you put into this project?
A couple hundred hours, I'd say. Definitely the other team has put probably 1,000 hours in or so.
Oh, wow.
So
what's been the most fun part, do you think?
I think the coolest part is like when it's all constructed, seeing people play with it and seeing them interact with something that we've actually made, and then going from the design phase and actually seeing. So we have a design on a 3D modeling software, and then we make renderings, and we think we know what it's going to look like, and then we have the final completed product, and it's kind of cool to see how it transforms over time.
Now, would you say that it's modeled after the giant cube that's on the main campus, the one that people can spin?
Yeah, that was part of the inspiration for the original team when they came up with the project. They were playing with a Rubik's Cube, and they were trying to think of a senior design project. Then they thought of the cube down on Central Campus and kind of formed the idea of making a giant Rubik's Cube that people could play with up here on North Campus.
Okay. Now, how does the colors work? What did you do to get the different colors?
So all of the different panels are anodized aluminum, so they're anodized to be different colors. We have all of the original colors of Rubik's Cube except for white. We replaced that with purple. And so other than that, everything's equivalent.
Now, I've seen pictures of this when it was finished, but now it looks like it's in pieces again. Well, what happened?
Yeah, so they got a lot of wear and tear from everyone's usage. So now we're just working on tightening up all the bolts and making sure that we Loctite everything so everything will stay secure on the inside of the cube while people are playing with it. So this is kind of our last effort to make it more durable over time.
Anything else you'd like to say?
I don't think so. It's been a really fun project to work with, and we're honored that the original team handed it down to us, and we've been able to work with Professor Perkins on this project, and he's been a huge help.
The Rubik's Cube was completed on April 13th. Then it broke after hundreds of people played with it. Mechanical engineering students Ryan Kuhn and Jason Hoving are working to strengthen the blocks so they can stand the test of time.
This has definitely been like a once-in-a-lifetime experience working with Professor Perkins, who's been a huge help, as well as just talking to all the different stakeholders in the project. This is probably the largest project I've been involved with, so there's been a lot of deliberation in all of our decisions. We have to make sure that all the choices that we make are going to be the best ones because it'll affect the college as a whole.
All right. Now, he said he put 300 hours in. How many do you think you put in?
Yeah, about the same. We usually work on the project when we're together. Yeah, we don't do too much work independently.
All right, very good. Now, I'm guessing this is kind of expensive for all these pieces. Who's paying for everything?
So the college has been a huge supporter of the project, and I think the majority of the funding comes from them.
Oh, wow, interesting. Very good.
A lot of it actually also came from Professor Perkins' funding as well.
Okay. Now, is this something that will be on here permanent display, or is it only temporary?
We're hoping that it'll be up here permanently. Saw a lot of wear and tear in its first week of use, so we're making some adjustments, and hopefully after this it'll be able to be more durable and we can have people play with it for longer.
What would you say is the fastest time someone has put this thing together in the correct order?
The fastest time that we've seen was about 45 minutes.
This Rubik's Cube was inspired by the giant cube on the U of M's Central Campus located near the Michigan Union. And for those who are wondering, yes, the Rubik's Cube is meant to be touched and solved. Reporting from the University of Michigan's North Campus, I'm Jason Residlo for AmericaJR.com.
And that'll do it for this week's episode of California Life. If you missed any part of our show, go to our website, californialifehd.com. I'm your host, Heather Dawson. We'll see you next time.
Watch us on our YouTube channel. Stay connected to our social media, like our blogs on Facebook. Follow our tweets on Twitter. And check out our posts on Instagram and Pinterest, where we bring you the best of California.